Welcome everyone to C&B. I'm Siddharth Vinayak Partnkar. Different setting this week because we are going into awards mode. Yes, it's time for us to pick the very best of the year gone by at the C&B Awards, and we are kickstarting all of it with our jury meet for the PR communications categories, and that is where there is a lot of competition. So this time we decided to split that actually into 2 rounds. So right now we are in the middle of our first round. So I am keeping very busy with that, but the rest of the team has kept very busy as well, driving a whole lot of new products that are coming your way, reviews that you want to see. So we'll begin with one of the most talked about launches, the Maruti Suzuki Baleno.
More than 6 years after the Maruti Suzuki Baleno was first launched in India, it's back in what the company says is its bold new avatar. The car gets a lot more tech than before, many more features than before, some of which we still haven't seen in any other car from the brand, or for that matter, any other car in the segment.
Absolutely. And this time around, it also gets an AMT instead of the CVT that was in the car earlier. So that's one thing that we definitely want to check. And as usual, we bring you a comprehensive review from Car and Bike. So we have both the cars here, the AMT and the 5-speed manual, to check out how they exactly drive. So Shams, let's get to it and let's have the review, the comprehensive review, so to say, of the new Baleno.
The new age Baleno.
The Maruti Suzuki Baleno has crossed many a milestone in its successful journey in the market. It was the fastest car to race to 10 lakh sales and has consistently helped Maruti Suzuki garner a decent market share in the premium hatchback space. It has also been the highest selling model of the brand's premium retail chain, Nexa. The new generation aims to take this success story forward. How? By changing with the times and loading itself with all the arsenal that will attract more tech-savvy buyers towards it.
Crafted futurism. That's what Maruti Suzuki calls its all-new design language. And the Baleno is the first car to get this new design language. If you see, it's very evident in the way the car looks. Now, the headlamp cluster is all new, the front bumper is all new. Well, we were told that a lot of panels are new on the entire car. But if you look closely, you see the signature LED DRLs. Now, these are available only in the top-end model. It is not standard on the car. And then you get these nice looking projector headlamps on both the ends. Now you get halogen lights on the Sigma and the Delta, while it's the Zeta and the Alpha that get LEDs. You have this nice looking grille which Maruti Suzuki calls Next Wave, and of course the chrome that flows from one side of the headlamp to the other. Now it does look good, but it looks very identifiable. On the side, if you go and see, you'll see the 16-inch alloy wheels. And if you go to the rear, you will notice there is a distinct change in the design of the tail lamps. Now the tail lamps basically now L-shaped flow into the tailgate, and they look pretty good too. There is of course that massive chrome strip which again reminds you of the old Baleno. So a lot to like in terms of design, a lot has changed and a lot has not, because all of the changes still remind you, they still remind you of the Baleno and what it looked like. So not a big thumbs up on the design front, but yes, immediate and important changes made to make it look modern.
A lot has changed though, as the weight has gone up significantly and is now more by 55 to 60 kilograms. The new panels are heavier and the suspension and brakes too are all new, and that's a big change. Now let's get to the interior, because the premium part of the premium hatch space is largely dependent on how well spec'd the cabin is.
You see a big difference between the cabin of this new age Baleno when you compare it to the earlier version of the car. The idea is to make it more premium, and I think Maruti has succeeded in doing that. The big highlight here is this new 9-inch SmartPlay Pro Plus infotainment system. It's good in size, big in size, amazing clarity, good response as well. It's good to the eye, only that I would have liked a bit more colors in this. Right now you only see mostly black and white on this touchscreen system. The new design language you speak about, the crafted futurism, is very evident here. It's very appealing. So you look at the way the dash has been designed, the AC vents have been designed, it all appeals to you, especially the climate control switches down below. Very good to look at and very easy to use as well. An all-black cabin has always made the Baleno more sporty. That is the case here as well. The seats is something I've always liked. They are comfortable. Continues that way. Look at the instrument console, 2 big analog dials, and in between them a MID display that gives you a lot of information. And again, a flat bottom steering wheel, again something that contributes to the sporty feel of this car. So overall, yes, you do get a premium feel when you sit inside the cabin of this new age Baleno.
Features like auto climate control, keyless entry and rear defogger are available from the base Sigma variant, while the Delta also gets 7-inch SmartPlay Studio with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, along with steering mounted controls and electrically adjustable ORVMs. Apart from these features, the Zeta trim gets a tilt and telescopic steering wheel, push button start, driver's seat height adjuster, high Suzuki voice assistant and Suzuki Connect. The top of the line Alpha trim you see here exclusively gets features like SmartPlay Pro Plus, an Archimedes sound system and a leather wrapped steering wheel. Maruti Suzuki has decided against giving a sunroof even now, a feature other cars in the segment come with.
Quite happy with the amount of space I get on the second row of the Baleno. The front seat is set to my driving position and still I get decent amount of knee room. Quite good. The shoulder room and the headroom also is not bad, so nothing to complain there. I'm very happy with the under-thigh support because the seat is quite big. However, there's no center armrest here, and the recline of the seat is a little bit upright for my liking. Could have been a little more laid back. Coming to the features, you now get AC vents on the rear seat of the Baleno, and you get 2 charging points, one A-type, one C-type, to charge 2 devices simultaneously when on the move.
But what you want to know is how it drives, especially since it's the new 1.2-litre petrol engine. It punches out 88 brake horsepower and we know there should have been more on offer. It's not a turbocharged engine either, though we feel that Maruti Suzuki could truly democratize that technology. But let's look at how the manual transmission fares.
With the 5-speed manual gearbox, the Baleno really comes to life. It's engaging, it's fun, and because the clutch is so light and the travel is so less, it makes things easier for you too. Maybe in traffic conditions or maybe on a long drive. It's just pretty good. The throws too of the gearbox are short, which makes everything very simple to do, and it just puts your mind at ease. And there is a strong mid-range that it has, and this gearbox actually helps you attain it on a regular basis. So it's a really nice gearbox, I must say, and really enjoyable to drive in any kind of conditions, for sure.
But there's an automatic on offer too.
Now for me, the biggest change on the new Maruti Suzuki Baleno is its automatic gearbox. So yes, the CVT is now history, and in comes the AMT or AGS or auto gear shift, as Maruti likes to call it. Now the aim here is to give you a car that is more affordable than before, and a car that gives you better fuel efficiency than before. So if Maruti is to be believed, you're getting a fuel efficiency of as high as 22.9 kilometers per litre on this AGS. And if you compare the prices of all the AGS versions, variants to the older car that came with the CVT, this car is cheaper by a few thousand rupees.
If there was one thing where there was need for some room for improvement on the Baleno, it was its ride quality. So let's see what is Ameya's verdict on that.
When it comes to ride and handling, the Baleno wasn't always the most sportiest in the lot. But you know what? It is pretty good because we know for a fact that a lot of work has been undertaken by Maruti Suzuki to make the suspension better than the previous version. And we know for a fact that part of the weight gain of the entire car, which is around 60 kilograms, part of that weight is also because of the updated suspension. And you know what? It really works because every time you hit a pothole or encounter bad roads, the Baleno holds its own and the cabin isn't disturbed. And that's pretty good for a car, and that's basically how long the car has come, after the previous version. So yes, there is good amount of suspension travel that does not disturb the cabin. So it is pretty well sorted on that front. The steering, however, still feels a bit lifeless. There could be a bit added weight there once you kind of get over the 3-figure mark, but there isn't. It is still lifeless, and you would want something there for sure. But overall, there has been a significant improvement in the way this one drives.
Safety is always very important for us here at Car and Bike, and Maruti Suzuki has taken some important steps in this regard in the new Baleno.
Now there's a big push towards safety on the new Maruti Suzuki Baleno, and that's great to see. A lot of features you like here. First, the fact that now the company is offering 6 airbags on the Baleno. That's great. The top 2 versions of the car get it. Then some more features that you will definitely like. First is the head-up display. It's nice, it's clear, it gives you a lot of information like speed, time, which gear you're in, real-time fuel efficiency, RPM. So a lot of information is there for you, and of course you can adjust it for its brightness, for its angle. So it doesn't matter what your seat height is, the clarity will be great on the HUD. And finally, the 360 view camera, again a great asset and a great addition to this car. It really helps you in parking the car in tight spaces, and even while driving through traffic in congested lanes, it's something that really comes to your advantage.
Now to the prices. The new Baleno starts at 6,35,000 rupees and goes up to 9,49,000 rupees ex-showroom. In this range, there are 7 variants to choose from, 3 of which are AGS. Baleno's 2 main rivals in the market, the Hyundai i20 and Tata Altroz, come with both petrol and diesel engine options, while the Baleno is petrol only. Prices for the i20 petrol range between 6,98,000 and 11,47,000 rupees, while the Altroz petrol is priced between 5,99,000 and 9,39,000 rupees ex-showroom. But remember, both these cars also get turbo petrol options. The new Baleno is new in many ways. While a different auto gearbox has taken some of the spirit away, it will appeal to the money conscious. So in this way at least, it hasn't remained true to its premium tag, but it is all the tech that has really made the Baleno a car for the present and even for the future. One that is more than capable of taking on its popular rivals. A battle with them is on the anvil, so watch out for that on Car and Bike.
With SUVs becoming a formidable force to reckon with, when Skoda Auto India announced plans to bring in a sedan, especially after the success of the Kushaq, we had to pause and make sense of this strategy. Well, it's a simple one. With the Rapid having had extensive success in the country with new variants being launched, there was a need to replace that car because it was going out of production. And of course, that compact sedan segment needed something formidable. And Skoda says that it has exactly that.
There was a massive gap then that needed to be plugged. With the Octavia now leaning towards the premium side, it will be the Slavia that the baton will be handed over to.
Yup, the Slavia. Now, the Slavia is now what the Octavia was maybe 2 decades ago. And that's why we call it the baby Octi, and it carries each aspect of this very car. You have the crystalline elements from Skoda that just bring you back to the Octavia. Then there's the butterfly grille, which again brings you back there. But there are unique elements like this L-shaped LED DRL, chrome in the front, and of course the 16-inch wheels that go on it. There are no 15 inches, 16 inches will be standard. Of course, lower trims will get steel wheels, but these alloys look very sleek, and that is why give the Slavia a very nice stance. Now you move towards the rear and you'll see that sloping roofline and the nice looking boot lid as well. Now the C-shaped LED tail lamps look great. They actually bring out a sleek element of the car. And of course there's the Skoda badging on the boot lid. There's good enough chrome on the front bumper and the rear bumper as well. But you know what? It looks sleek and it looks sexy. And this tornado red color just brings out all the lines on the car, the muscle on the bonnet, the curves on the side. And that's very sexy.
There's a lot to say on the dimensions front as well. So as you can see, on paper the Slavia is wider, taller and has a longer wheelbase when compared to its rivals. In fact, it has a larger ground clearance as well. But does that translate into more room in the cabin?
Well, it does. There's good enough shoulder room, there is good enough headroom too right here for me. And overall space and roominess is pretty good. Now, even if you see the dashboard, it's a very clean dashboard, and this element here actually stands out. So, overall it looks extremely clean and neat. But at the center of it all is this, the 10-inch touchscreen infotainment system. Now it gets wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. This is only available in the top end variants. Lower variants get a 7-inch touchscreen system. As far as the digital instrument cluster goes, that also is available only in the top line variants. But it looks good. There are layout options to choose from, and you have all the information at your fingertips. The seats, in fact, I want to talk about them because they look nice and snug, and they are. You know, this entire bit here, it's snug and it's wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling to be in that seat. It's more like a sports seat. The under thigh support is pretty good too. And of course, these are ventilated seats, so even better. We love them, you all know that. The lumbar support is good too. On the features front, there's wireless charging that you get, there's a sunroof that you get. So basically, Skoda India has thought about all these features and then just put them all together for customers.
Thanks to the long wheelbase, there's enough room at the rear too.
Now back here, there is good enough knee room that I get, very breathable space here, and good enough headroom too. I was a bit worried about the headroom because the rear roof line slopes to the back, as you know, and that is why I thought that headroom will be an issue, but it is not. It is very nice. I get good under thigh support too, and overall roominess in the cabin is good too, and that is also because the glass area is larger, so you know there's good enough light that comes into the cabin, and since this is a light colored cabin as well, the roominess of it it's just great. Now on the features front, you get rear AC vents and two C-type chargers at the back, and you also get these cup holders. But the thing that impresses us the most is the safety aspect of it all, because you get a 3-point seat belt for the person in the middle seat, and that is great. And of course you also get ISOFIX child seat mounts. That is very crucial in cars today, and that is a part of it, and we are so happy that it is, and that's why Slavia will get a thumbs up in that department.
Slavia from Skoda certainly improving benchmarks in that segment. We'd like to know your views on both the new cars you've seen today, and anything and everything to do with our awards. You can get it on carandbike.com/awards, including who is on our jury. Check that out. Don't forget to vote for your very favorite products and technologies of the year. You can do that also on the very same page. Thanks so much for joining us. Please wear your seatbelts, and I'll see you next week.